Chag Sameach, everyone. On behalf of Dini and myself, I would like to wish each and every one of you and your entire families a happy and a sweet, meaningful, inspiring, and uplifting Pesach. Tonight when we sit down at the Seder, even before we begin the 4 questions, we make a declaration, and in it we say, "This is the bread of affliction that our ancestors ate in the land of Egypt. Whoever is hungry, let them come and eat. Whoever is needy, let them come and participate in our Seder." And then we say, Hashata hacha, now we are here, L'shana haba, next year, Ba'arad Yisrael, in the land of Israel. And the question is, if I want to say next year, God willing, may I be in the land of Israel, I don't say now I'm here and next year may I be in the land of Israel. I just say next year may I be in the land of Israel. Why is it that we begin the declaration by saying now we're here, next year in the land of Israel? Obviously we're here now. And the answer is, there's a great quote that says, you didn't come this far just to come this far. Or someone said, in the end everything will be good. And if it's not good, it just means it's not the end yet. What the Jewish people say tonight at the Seder around the world is, how do we know, how do we have confidence that next year we'll be in the land of Israel, that we will experience full redemption and freedom in our lives? How do we know that? And the answer is because now we're here. Look at the fact that we're still here 3,335 years after God took us out of Egypt and gave us the Torah at Mount Sinai. And despite the fact that, as we say in the Seder, in every generation they rise up to kill us and destroy us and to annihilate us, but yet we've prevailed, we've overcome, we've lived till today. Hashata hacha, if we're here today, there's a reason, there's a purpose, there's a meaning to our existence. It's not by chance. And therefore we know with full confidence that next year, God willing, Ba'arad Yisrael, in the land of Israel, we will experience true and ultimate freedom. Rabbi David Grossman from Migdal Or tells a story how one year he was invited to Germany to commemorate Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. And a young man came over to him. And he said, "Rabbi, can I speak to you?" He said, "Sure." He said, "I need to speak to you privately." He took him aside. And he said, "My father recently died. And on his deathbed, he said, 'Son, I have to make a confession. I'm about to meet my Creator, and I'm embarrassed that I was a participant in the Holocaust, that I was a member of the Hitler Youth.' And he said, 'When I was a kid, I joined the Hitler Youth, and one day we pillaged and ransacked the synagogue and set it on fire. But before we did that, we went into the synagogue and we took all the Torah scrolls and threw them on the floor. And I saw the Torah scroll unfurled on the floor, and I bent down and I felt the parchment, and I had just received my membership card as a Hitler Youth member, and I needed a wallet. I didn't have one, so I took out a scissor, a knife, I cut a piece of the parchment, and I folded into a wallet, and I put my Hitler Youth card in the wallet." He says, "I have this wallet, and I want to return it to the Jewish people. My son, if you could find a Jew and return it to them, at least I can make some atonement for what I've done." The son turns to Rabbi David Grossman and takes out this piece of a Torah scroll that was cut up and folded into a wallet and said, "Here, I heard you're a rabbi, you're coming from Israel, take it back to Israel, return it to the rightful owners, to the Jewish people." Rabbi David Grossman held this piece of parchment, opened it up, and he read the words that this piece of parchment happened to contain. And what was it? It was the end of the Torah portion of Ki Tavo, where God predicts the difficult exiles and suffering and persecution that the Jewish people will go through. But then the conclusion is, you will prevail. I will remember my covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You will be an eternal nation. And then the words, Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem, you will remain standing as a Jewish people. Tonight, as we sit down to the Seder, we experience the miracle of Jewish continuity. We say, now we're here. God preserved us and kept us for a reason. Yes, our ancestors were slaves. They suffered. They experienced hardships. All of our ancestors throughout all the generations. But the fact that we are here today in this stage of Jewish history, we know that we could hear the footsteps and the knocking of their final redemption, when humanity and the world will live in peace, and God will be one, and His name will be not one. Have a happy, sweet, uplifting, and a joyous Pesach.